Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so this video more particularly is to kind of discuss and you could say review Melanie Martinez People.tv interview with, interview for her new album titled K through 12. Interesting enough, God bless Miss Melanie Martinez. I had definitely always heard of her name. Like, there's a lot of names that I had always heard of, but I just never got into their music at all. But I definitely heard their name a couple times here and there. And Miss Melanie Martinez, she's very lovely, very beautiful, and God bless her R&B heart and soul. And with that being said, her People interview that I literally I didn't even finish watching it. I just had to stop right there in the middle so I could make my own little reaction towards the first half of what she just said. Um, she said how, pretty much everything she makes is in a way is to, help everybody, come together and heal. And I can rest assure you, with all the music that I make, past, present, and future, that's what the majority, if not all my music, is exactly for as well. I make music based on so many topics, ladies and gentlemen. I have never scratched the surface of how much music I can make. What that means is, ladies and gentlemen, I started this process. I started writing music back in elementary school, late elementary school. The problem is I stunk and I couldn't even finish a song. I could not get 2 or 3 sentences, off the page. I just couldn't. I showed the interest in writing. I just didn't have the imagination that I have now to write. And what that means, and what that means is when I ventured into middle school, then, in current middle school more particularly, that's when I started being able to write more. Here and there, I started being able to, creatively write more. And God knows it just took off from there. And over the years of middle school and high school, I've gotten so much better at my writing. I'm not even joking, so much better. A lot of y'all might not know it and see it and even hear, but I know I've gotten a lot better at my writing. Eventually, what I'm gonna, because I got a lot of stuff from my middle school and early high school days, still written. So eventually, one of these days on this platform or other platforms, I'm gonna, do, I wouldn't say a Q&A, but do a post, hey, these are my past lyrics, these are the now lyrics, and you can tell how different they are. Because trust me, I've definitely grown a lot in my songwriting. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm inspired by so many things each and every day to make music. So many things. One of the top things I love making music for is the kids. Because God first, again, I'm only 21 years old, everybody. I literally just came off of being graduating in the class of 2018 Allen East High School, being surrounded by all those young kids, and I mean young kids as in like all those adorable freshmen and so on, and mentoring them for the class of 2021. That's what I did. Because I remind you, I didn't have to go back to Nice as a fifth-year senior the way I did. I could have went to an adult high school, but I didn't want to do that. I knew that I wanted to be there for one more year, at least one more year, to mentor the freshmen, and that IEP was the only way I was going to be able to do that. And all glory be to God, it only took me one extra year, and I got through, and I believe that was absolutely God's plan. So what ended up happening with that, ladies and gentlemen, was, I signed the IEP, I did that fifth year, and it was a blessing, and I can tell you for a fact, no matter what backlash anybody else gives me on it, flack anybody else gives me, I am absolutely the most blessed, the most grateful, the most thankful for having gone back. I met so many great people, so many great friendships, continuously representing something bigger than myself once again is, part of what I live for. A champion towards mental health for the kids is another proud thing I am. An ambassador, for the schools and the communities, a big brother, a role model. I wear so many hats, but I love them because that gives me so much purpose, and I think I live with so much more purpose than half the people in college live with. But that's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, and so on. And I'm going to let everybody know I very much make music for us all to learn, build, and grow together in Christ's name. You can literally hear it within almost every song I drop. I make music so we can all learn, build, and grow in Christ's name together. I make music so, to help kids heal from whatever they're going through, which is another thing that I'm going to start up eventually titled the Ostracized Kids Foundation. And what that is, I halfway don't fully know what it is just yet. I just know I got the name of it. And that is, once again, because I read so many school reviews all the time, ladies and gentlemen, of so many kids, these reviews are almost like horror stories, because the reviews keep on telling me the same thing. The kid was bullied, kid was picked on, they went to the faculty and staff, they went to the teachers, and nobody did anything. Nobody did anything. If anything, the faculty and staff were sometimes the one doing the bullying them their own selves. And I'm just disgusted and I'm horrified that bullying not only was prevalent back then, but it's still so prevalent today in 2019. And ladies and gentlemen, the one time reason why I'm horrified and disgusted and disturbed about it is because I truly believed years ago that people would have woke up by now over the last at least 5 years. They would have woke up by now and realized, wait a minute, why am I bullying? Why is bullying this? Why is bullying that? Can we get rid of it? But the problem is, if you read so many of these school reviews and probably in school your own self, you realize that bullying is a worsening issue that I want to say is never going away. The problem is, the thing about that, it might go away, but it's only going to go away if everybody as a collective does their job towards mental health. Because Miss Melanie Martinez literally just broke it down in one of the most beautiful ways you definitely could. It's just the person that is doing the bullying is doing that to mask their own insecurities. And that makes all the sense in the world when you do that. And I admit to you, I have insecurities, but I don't bully. But I have insecurities. I don't bully. I just try to what I God first can constructively call everybody out. That's all I do. And then, obviously catch you in your hypocrisy and double standards. But I don't bully myself. I never did, never will, for the most part. God is my judge and witness, past, present, and future on what I did do and did not do without even knowing, so on. But I have my own insecurities, my own self. And that's what it is. And thank you to all the kids out there who tell me how much of an inspiration I am to them and so on and so on. Because God knows I could not do it and could not be here without him. And that is 110% just, again, my testimony. And I'm so blessed for 21 years of life. But I'm definitely telling you, ladies and gentlemen, the past, the present, and future, it's beautiful, it's amazing, but the bullying epidemic has got to stop somewhere. And that's one of the top things that I want to do is I travel around all these schools during their sporting events and other stuff, do what I can to help give as many God-first speeches and share enough of my content, my music, my platforms with people, with music, and with, blogging and etc. Because I want to give people not only voices, but I want to give people, voices, platforms, tools, education, wisdom, whatever they need to get over bullying today. Shred it in its entirety. Stop it in its footsteps. Trump it where it stands, and let people know that there's godly hope and love, inspiration out there. You just have to want it. You just have to want it. Take a hold of it, and you have to, dare I say, marry it. And that's what it is. Bullying does not have to be as big of an epidemic as it is in our country and as big of an epidemic it is in our world, but people have got to get to know Jesus.